Hello gentlemen and welcome to the new video. Just before we start, one thing. I want to change the format of videos on my channel, and I will try to make long-term videos without any editing or stuff that it can stimulate your brain, because it is already overstimulated with social media, TikTok and so on. That's why you have problem with your focus and problem with achieving your goals. That being said, I don't want to lose your time. If you want to become a better man and improve yourself, you should watch videos like this, like podcasts without editing, where you talk one-on-one with other person. And even right now, if you're in the comments or already on your phone, or you call this video, that's okay. You can close it and never come back. I want here to stay only the men who want to become better and the best version of themselves and want to work on their problems. And focus is the biggest problem of our generation. So I already spent a lot of time discussing this. Let's get straight to the point of this video. And this video will be about reclaiming masculinity, because I don't think you will reject my because I don't think you disagree with my point that we have a big problem with masculinity nowadays. The men are becoming weaker and weaker with every generation. The levels of testosterone are dropping. Men are becoming more emotional. People stop. Our generation have we live in the most convenient and comfortable time throughout the whole history of humanity, but right now only our generation has the highest percentage of depression among young people. And yeah, let's start exactly with depression. And don't get me wrong, but depression doesn't exist. Yeah, I want you to think about it for some time, maybe pause the video and really try to process it with your brain, if you still can, if your brain can still work. So why, in my opinion, depression doesn't exist? Because men got too soft nowadays. And even if you will look at some tribes, modern tribes in Africa or somewhere else, or if you will look back in the history, when every day men could die, literally, because there were so many dangerous things, and every day could be your last day. And they were not depressed. Even modern tribes in people who live like we lived thousand years ago, there are tribes like this in Africa still. And some researchers did some science stuff, and they found out that these people, they are not obese, they are not depressed, they don't have mental health issues. And it should be concerning to you, because it's easy to say that, yeah, he just can't figure it out, he's depressed and so on. But do you have really courage to get yourself together, be the man, have your balls, and try to not sit and just be depressed, upset about your life, but actually take real actions and try to through motion and actions change your life? Yeah, I agree that at some point everybody can have big problems in life, and they can be devastating, upsetting. But the beauty of being a man is that you can build yourself from zero, and only you are responsible for your current position in life and everything that you have right now. That being said, if you really feel depressed, I want you to be a man. Forget about your emotions, that you don't want to do something, that you need motivation. I hate motivation. Don't even say to me anything about motivation. It's just, I hate this topic. Maybe someday I will explain to you why I don't believe in motivation. Try to be self-disciplined, and also in this section, let's not only talk about depression, but also talk about the devastating impact of social media, because these two things, if you look at scientific papers and so on, they correlate with each other. Why? Because, and we will bring here another section of this video about dopamine. Dopamine is a molecule that is being created in your brain, and is one of the main molecules in your whole body that is vital for your health and for our progression in life, I think, because this is the molecule. You know it because this video about dopamine detox was so popular recently, for the last year maybe. So you know what I'm talking about. For example, this study about rats. This molecule is it creates motivation inside you, and that is exactly the power that gives you drive in life to achieve some things. And when you achieve these things, especially when they're hard, you get rewarded in your brain for this, and you feel great about this. That is why it was very important. It was very important thousands of years ago, when we lived in a very crucial environment, and you needed, people needed, especially men, motivation to move forward, to not to die, to find food, find woman, and for this all they got rewarded with dopamine system, and that is why we are now living in our world today, and everything was built thanks to this system. But what is the problem with social media is that social media, internet, YouTube, every modern technology, they're beautiful, they help us a lot and so on, but we can control this. This technology are connected with the stimulation of our dopamine system, and every time when you're scrolling through TikTok, watching new YouTube video, useless, absolutely useless, stupid videos, or social media, you just wasting your time and you're overdosed with this stimulation. That is why your system is just fried, like they fry these potatoes, chips, and the same is with your brain and with your dopamine system. That is why you're unmotivated. You just completely destroyed the one of the main functions of your brain, and now we all question why men are depressed, why men can achieve anything in their life, why they don't have motivation, because you literally broke yourself, okay? And you can find all this information, dive deep into the topic yourself on the internet. I don't want to waste your time by this. I want you just to get the main idea. If you want to achieve something in your life, you need to start controlling the amount of content and the pleasures that you are consuming, because human bodies, our bodies, we biologically and evolutionally, we are not designed to get pleasure. We are designed to go through pain, through hardship, and for this get rewarded by dopamine system, and then have a pleasure because we did something hard. For example, you and your tribe some thousands of years ago, you went to a very difficult hunt. Some of your friends died, and you brought, you survived and brought the food to a tribe, and that what stimulated your brain to give you dopamine, to say, "Hey man, I really appreciate it. You're a cool guy. Really, just take a moment and be happy for what you have done, because I want you tomorrow or the next day do the same thing, even though you understand that it is unbelievably hard, physically, emotionally, and so on. I don't want you to die, okay?" That is how our brain works. But we completely changed it nowadays with social media. I hope you got the idea. So let's go straight to the next section. And also let's talk about testosterone and masculinity, because obviously the main how do you call it? I forgot. Testosterone, what is it? Hormone, yes, thank you. The main hormone of men is testosterone. And if you look at studies, you can see that testosterone has dropped recently in the last 20 something years, like 40% maybe. You just hear the numbers, but these numbers, they must terrify you, you know. It's just terrible, because now the man in his 20s nowadays, that I'm like 20, maybe you also, we have testosterone level of a guy, the same testosterone level as a guy 20 years ago that was in that time 40. You feel the problem, that something is odd here. It shouldn't be like this. And if you now go to the doctor and measure your dopamine levels, he will say that at the average it's okay, and he will say to you everything is all right. You will be like, what Andrew talked about, like total bullshit. My doctor said everything is fine, but everything is fine in average, and the average is already a very low level. Indeed, in life, you don't want to be average. If you want to have something in life, you can be average. There is no average nowadays. There is loser and the winner. You are either bound or top. There is no middle. And with technology and in the future, the gap will be more and more and more and more. So I encourage you to take action right now, today, to change your life. So what can you help? What I suggest you to do in this situation to improve your life and get back control over it? First of all, of course, cut off all distractions, all social media, all useless YouTube videos. You can use it only to create content like I do, or for a business like I do. You just are not allowed at all, not even a minute, not even a second, to consume anything on these platforms. Let's get this straight, clear. And now, if at this point you're like, nah, not for me, man, please close this video, never come back again. and in 5 years you experience such an unbearable, even in 10 years, such an unbearable pain of your decisions in life, because you will understand that you can't bring it back, you can't change nothing already, and you will understand that all these TikTok videos, all these complete useless things, yeah. But what I also want to say, if you are spending time like this in social media, video games, and so on, you do not respect yourself, okay? Because how people get paid nowadays, in the majority of people, they get hourly, they get paid hourly. For example, 10 bucks hourly. And just imagine, you think that your precious time, 1 hour of your time, the most valuable thing that you have is your time, and you give it away to some random guy. You can never get your time back, and you do this for some amount of money. And now let's say that you are playing video games. Yeah, you can say that, but it's so cool. I get, like, I'm so happy playing video games. It's so exciting. Man, you're treating your most valuable asset absolutely for nothing, just to get right now some dopamine, some feeling of achievement, like you're a man, but actually you have done nothing. You understand me? And yeah, just you can't only think about the current moment. You must. What is one common thing between all people that became like millionaires, super successful guys? They all can look in the future, not literally like know what will be in the future, but they can plan their lives and adjust their actions according to their mission and the future they want to have. For example, right now, understanding the type of future I want to have in 5 years, all the things that I said to you, I understand that I must cut this off. I cut this off, everything. Sorry. And I need to work right now every day very hard, so then in the future I can really enjoy my life and say thank you, Andrew, that you didn't go to parties, that you didn't spend your time uselessly, you didn't try to get this instant gratification in that moment, and that you worked your ass off to get to this point. Thank you, Andrew. And this thought and this understanding what I want to have in the future and how I must adjust my actions, current actions right now today, they motivate me to work. This is the real motivation, not your bullshit motivation from YouTube when David Goggins is screaming, "They don't know me, son," and you're like, "Yeah, I'm so motivated to change my life," and tomorrow you go back to your usual lifestyle. Yeah, that sucks, man. Just imagine, like, you're treating your most valuable asset, time, absolutely for nothing, to get happy in the moment, to get some dopamine, but it is completely useless, and you will really regret all these actions in the future. I hope at least, like, not a lot of people will watch this video, but I hope that at least like one, maybe two will hear me out. And guys, if you want to achieve something in life, you have to do this. You just have. There is no other way. It is just biology and physiology and common sense of our society. A man have to be the conquerors, the best. If you want to have the best life, the best woman, money, if you want to have success, status, you have to be the best. And to be the best, you have to cut these things off. If you want to have a life that 99% of people can afford and can have, you must avoid actions that all these people do in common, and you also have to do things that nobody of them does. I hope you understand me at this point of the video, and I hope you are still watching. If you do, wow. You're already like ahead of 90% of people, because at this point they already are scrolling at TikTok, some girls with asses. Man, we are not the same. We are not the same. So what I wanted to talk about also, because I already talked about focus, let's continue this topic, and how to bring back your focus, and how to have like how to be a productive machine, work like straight hours every day without all these problems that we have. So one biggest life hack, and even though I hate life hacks, okay, this is my biggest piece of advice for you, and life hack. We already talked about distractions and cutting things off. I hope you already have done this, or at least you think you are convinced to do this. When you are working, I want you to put your phone in the complete other room, so it doesn't distract you. And also, if you're working with a browser, I want you to have only one tab, nothing at all, okay? Because what is the problem when you have other tabs and you don't even use them? Okay, like for some type of work you need several tabs, okay? But if you can, even though it is hard, but if you can, just have one, because you're spreading your focus and your brain power like this in the air, and you're lowering your ability to work, and your work like your power so much you don't even understand it. And only this life hack can really bring you forward among all people, because of our like reality of today's world. When people work, they instantly want, because they're addicted, okay, they're addicted, and they want this scrolling. Man, what the fuck, hear me out, okay? So yeah, and also the point, when you're focusing, you should focus only on one thing at a time. It's like adjustment to my previous point, addition. When you focus only on one thing at a time and you're completely not distracted, you are bringing all the forces that are inside your brain. You're using your unconscious and conscious mind both, and your unconscious mind is working on all your problems without you even knowing this, and it brings you ideas and forward, like they pop out very fast, and your conscious mind, it is grabbing it and constructing in some form of working idea, and that is how you can boost your imagination and workflow. And this is how, by the way, you get into the flow state, if you know what it is, when you don't feel the time going when you're working, and you're absolutely focused, you're enjoying yourself, enjoying your work. And yeah, that is how you can every day achieve work state, or flow state, sorry. I do this every day, and what also helps, I will provide the link in the description, videos on YouTube that are like white noise, but not the white noise, another type of waves. and because of the frequency of these waves, they're synchronizing with your brain, and it works only in headphones, of course. It brings your focus like 10x, I don't know, very, very high amounts. I wanted to talk also about plastics, but I think this topic is a little bit complicated, and I already have talked a lot and a lot. I have talked about a lot of valuable things for you in this video, so I hope you got the overall idea. I hope you were looking me straight into the eyes. You have cut off all your distractions and was focusing on this video, was listening to me. Maybe you were writing some things down, and a great piece of advice if you're watching some videos, podcasts, for example. I want you to always write things down, because like tomorrow, in 20 minutes, maybe an hour, you will forget like 50% of what you heard today. But with writing down, it is a complete game changer. And one thing also, what I wanted to say about, of course, you cannot completely cut off the content that and get out the content that you're consuming, and just step away from our modern world. That is impossible, but you can adjust yourself to the current reality. For example, you can watch YouTube, you can watch videos like this that are maybe they're not so engaging like you used to, these 10 minutes videos with editing like every second to stimulate your brain. No, that video is not so engaging, but I try to give you the real value and really help you on your journey of self-improvement, and I hope you understand me. But I really, maybe that is not so interesting, but I recommend you to watch podcasts, especially the long term, like Dr. Andrew Huberman, or the Diary of the CEO, and just find podcasts on the topics that are interesting to you, and you will not only start reframing and claiming back your and rebuilding, I can say, your dopamine system, and starting like going to levels of a normal person, like it's supposed to be. Like you are not, this is normal level, you're like here, okay? You need to work on yourself, man, if you want to achieve something. It's completely obvious, and I hope you got this idea from this video. Also, I created a community, close community of self-improvement that is dedicated to help you as a man, because my idea was, men always lived in tribes for centuries, for the whole history, because it was the way to learn, to become better, to become a man, and to just survive. Alone, you would like instantly die. No chance, no chance. But today we have the problem that we are sitting all in our flats, in our phones. We don't communicate with each other in the real life. We completely lost our social skills, and that is why I created this community. First link in the description if you're interested. The warriors, everything from money to relationships. We're discussing every topics, and every man there want you to become better, and want to teach you, to learn from you, to help you. So if you want to really change something in your life, to do something with your life, you need to take action. And if you're now lost and don't know what to do the things that I already told you in this video. That is your starting point. And the first action you can take is going to the server completely free. Like just imagine you will talk to me every day like this. I don't know what you're waiting, man. I hope that your arrogance and your comfort zone won't destroy you completely, and you will hear me out and listen to my advice and also to what I've said in this video. Thank you for watching.